Hello everyone and welcome to live coverage of today's game from the German 3rd Division. As you can see, the home fans of Borussia Dortmund are already in the stadium, as are the visiting fans from Rot-Weiss Essen. It's a local derby between these two sides, and although it's being played in the huge Signal Iduna Park Stadium, it won't be a full house today, but it will be a chance for local fans to see the youngsters of Dortmund against one of their local rivals. As you can see, the referee for today's game is Patrick Hanselbauer of Fürth, and I think we'll have a wonderful game this afternoon. Lovely weather in Dortmund, and really the perfect afternoon for a game's football. We'll run through the two teams quickly for you. For the home side, Dortmund, in goal is number 35 Lotka. They've got a back four of Mori, Papadopoulos, Dams and Finson. There'll be two sitting deep in midfield. That will be Fanner and Kamara. And the attacking three behind the lone striker Bradley Fink will be Neinmer, Eberwein and Pohlmann. For the visiting Essen side, well, they've changed things around. It's been a poor start to the season for them. So they've gone, I think, with a back three this afternoon, with Herzenbruch, Haber and Bastians as the three centre-halves. Römling and Sponsel will be the wing-backs, with Tarnert and Rothe in central midfield. And then up front, a front three of Enali, Engelmann and Young. In fact, both sides have had poor starts to the season. Just 1 point from their opening 3 games, so they'll be looking to get their first victory of the season this afternoon. And away go Dortmund to get things started. The Icelandic international Finson playing left back today. And just the youngster, 17 years old, this guy Kamara in midfield. It's a chance for both sides to maybe put a marker down for the start of the season, get their season up and running. And for the travelling fans from Essen, a wonderful opportunity to play in such a huge stadium. Most seasons, the second team of Dortmund will play in a different stadium called the Rote Erde, but that's under construction right now. And so it's a chance for these third division sides to play on, I think it's the biggest stadium in Germany. It's a massive stage. As Mori lifts the ball forward. Now Herzenbruch come into the side today to be that third centre-back for Essen. And as the first minutes finished, we're still trying to see a pattern between this game. It looks like Essen will be happy to allow Dortmund the ball, and I think considering it's so warm today, you won't see a high press from either side. Looking for the long crossfield pass, but the defender gets there first, and now Finson. I said just a youngster, but an Icelandic full international. It's incredible that Iceland keep on producing these players. There's a ball over the top and he's through, I think, and it was a poor first touch from Neinmer. It was a simple ball over the top and the defence were caught out, and Neinmer with a better first touch could have brought that down and opened the scoring, but it's a good start from Dortmund. Now a chance for Essen to maybe get the ball under control. Played wide, but the defender gets there first, but he loses out. There's a nice bit of trickery, and then the shot coming in. Essen with their first effort on target. It's the lone man from Hanover, Lawrence Enali. Did well to beat the challenge from Fanner. And a warning sign for Dortmund that they won't have it all their own way. They were unlucky in their last game. They went to Saarbrücken and conceded a last-minute winner for Saarbrücken, who are now joint top of the table. But Dortmund probably playing better than their position shows. But that's an awful challenge. And surely the first yellow card of the game, just 3 minutes in. The captain, Franz Fanner, The footwork from Inali was just too quick, and Funner really had no option but to bring him down, but it's a poor challenge. The first yellow card of the season for Funner. Well, it gets worse every time you look at it. Manages to take both legs, and Inali will certainly feel that one tomorrow morning. Now Lotka, signed from Hertha Berlin in the summer. Some people thought it was surprising that Lotka went down a couple of divisions, having played for the Hertha first team, but obviously thinks there's a better pathway for him here. Now Kamara, surveying all the options in front of him. Decides to go back to Papadopoulos. Number of players in this Dortmund side with foreign-sounding names who were born in Germany, Papadopoulos being just one of them. I know there's a Croatian-sounding player on the bench, but just shows what a melting pot Germany is. Lots of people have moved there over the last, well, maybe 40 years now, and their descendants. There's some good football players as the ball was played down the wing, looking for the run. Too far ahead. And you see the travelling fans enjoying their afternoon in the sunshine. Fully expect them to be singing for the entire 90 minutes. And it's weird that Essen's main rivals actually is shared with Dortmund. They both dislike Schalke 04. So even though this is a local derby, maybe not the intensity you might expect. Now Haber. Papadopoulos always looking forward. Finds Mori. You can see lots of movement from the Dortmund players as they try to move the Essen defence around. Well, that's a bit of a weak free kick, I think, that Young got in front of Neinma. But the referee's given it, and it is a chance for Dortmund to keep the pressure on. Haber now finding Finson again. Nice turn from Neimer, but he loses out under the challenge of two. And Rot-Weiss Essen look to try and play the ball clear. Well, the referee says the ball was played, and now we've got maybe an overlap on this left-hand side. Neinma wants to cut in and find his favoured right foot. And the chance has gone now. It's a poor decision from Neinma. Had a chance to run at the defence, but decided not to do so, and now the young Spaniard, Mateo Mori, with that throw-in. Played plenty of games in the Dortmund first team as Mori. And trying to get back to fitness, and he's got a chance now to maybe put it into the mixer, but he again turns inside. It's a long shot from distance, and it's quite easy for the goalkeeper in the end. The sun could have caused a problem for the goalkeeper Gott, but in the end he took it cleanly. It's a long-range effort, and certainly not one you'd expect to score, but again, you have to take shots if you want to score. We look at the Dortmund manager, Preußer. Another change in the summer as their manager last season, Enrico Maaßen, moved to the Bundesliga with Augsburg. Now Inali manages to skip past 2 or 3 challenges. Ball over the top is too far ahead of Engelmann. And we've played just over 8 minutes now, and still goalless here between Dortmund and Essen. No real major chances so far, but you can see the fans inside the stadium making lots of noise, enjoying themselves. Tickets, I think, were just €5 for some people for this game, so can't think of too many better ways to spend an afternoon. Now Pohlmann skips past one, but well, the referee says he was taken down. I'm not sure that's the case, but it is a free kick to Dortmund. And another chance for Papadopoulos and his defensive partner Dams to go forward. Vincent comes over to possibly take this, but it's going to be whipped in with the right foot. Far stick, there's a man there, but it's overhit. The poor free kick really in the end from Pohlmann. And considering that Rot-Weiss Essen have conceded so many goals already this season, 11 in their first 3 games, perhaps their manager Dabrowski will be happy that they've kept things quite tight in the first 10 minutes here. Now Young skips away from one, but wins a throw-in to the visitors. And Essen, quite understandably, taking their time. It's going to be a long throw from this right-hand side. Keeper comes for it and claims it easily in the end, but significant distance from the throw-in, and now also from the goalkeeper as Pohlmann attacks down this right-hand side. Can he find the pass? He's confronted by 2 and needs to be careful. And in the end, he's blocked out of it. Good defensive work from Essen to get back, because it looks like the counter-attack could have been on. Essen, of course, promoted into this league at the end of last season. Back in the realm of German professional football now. Again, a ball down the line, looking for the runner. But Papadopoulos does well to come across, and well, you can see what Isaiah Young thinks about that decision. It's clearly gone against him. And looking at the replay, you can see why he's upset. Papadopoulos comes through, takes the ball. I don't think it touches Young at all. Perhaps not a significant decision as far as the game goes, but it would have been a chance for Rot-Weiss Essen to put people into the box. Vincent. Back to Dams. Dams looks up early and finds the runner. Eberwein is a tall midfielder, but he gives away the foul. Here's the captain of Rot-Weiss Essen. The centre-back Haber. There's something very tribal about German football. You go there for an afternoon with your friends, have a few beers, sing constantly for 90 minutes. It's not something you often see in European football, but in Germany it's the norm. Haber. Sponsel down the line looking for his teammate who was under pressure, tried the fancy flick, and Rot-Weiss Essen really unable to move forward with the ball as Kamara does it for Dortmund. Mori needs help and is forced to go back to Papadopoulos. And again, Essen quite happy for the centre-backs of Dortmund to have possession of the ball. Papadopoulos used to be a defensive midfielder, so he has the ability on the ball to pick a pass, but Essen are defending quite well in numbers. Now there's some space down the left-hand side. Haber comes across but won't get there. Eberwein again forced to go back. Maybe a chance for Fanner to move forward. Not the best pass. Now Mori. Again, back to Papadopoulos, who could move forward another 10 yards if he wished. A chance for Dortmund to really squeeze things. Neinma again, back to Papadopoulos. Surely he's had the most touches so far in the game, Papadopoulos, as Dortmund continue to build. Another ball over the top, looking for the runner. Eberwein might get there, but in the end pushes his opponent into the hoardings, and probably unnecessary from Michael Eberwein. Not much of a push, but certainly the covering defender felt that. So the pattern of the game so far, it's clear that Dortmund, being the home side, feel a bit more urgent to try and get the ball forward and score the opening goal of the game. Rot-Weiss Essen look to be comfortable at keeping things tight, but they might get a break down the right-hand side now. The cross comes in to the... Oh! Penalty, but... Oh, it's over the top! It was a chance for Engelmann. Good control in the box from the big striker. Wasn't too sure he'd get the cross away, but that is another chance for the visitors. Enali causing some problems. It was a good turn and just over the top with the goalkeeper beaten. I don't think Lotka could have done much about that had it found its way just underneath the crossbar, but I think that's the best chance of the game so far, and it's gone to the visitors. An intriguing game in the German third division this afternoon. These sides both in the bottom three going into the game. But I'm not sure we've got bottom three quality here. Just been a bit unfortunate as another foul, needless one from Matteo Mori. And the referee, Mr. Hanselbauer, having a few words. Herzenbruch with a long ball forwards and goes straight through to Lotka, who decides to use his head. Almost caught out. It was bouncing quite high, but I don't think the goalkeeper was ever in any trouble. Now Kamara looking for the pass, but it's quite easily cut out. Perhaps Dortmund getting a little frustrated that they just can't find a way through this packed Essen defence. Kamara again. Papadopoulos. Maybe a Dortmund player needs to drive forward with the ball at his feet. If the passing won't do it, you've got to commit players. Rot-Weiss Essen quite happy to have the ball played in front of them. Maybe a chance now. Mori loses the ball under pressure and he goes back to Götz, who takes a touch. rather unnecessarily so. It always makes me nervous when goalkeepers take a touch when you don't think they need to. It gives any attacker a slight hope of maybe being able to close the ball down. Now across to Dams. Vincent wants it on that touchline and gets it. Again, ball over the top for the runner. It's Eberwein under pressure and the challenge comes in, and well, the referee obviously determines that Herzenbruch got the ball. It's one of those challenges that if you get it slightly wrong, you'll give away a penalty. We see it again here, over the top. It's Fanner actually that made the run from midfield, and it's one of those collisions that maybe the defender gets there a bit early, but it's something that the naked eye can't really see. Now Kamara got away from one but didn't trust himself to move forward with the ball. Clearly a big talent, the young midfielder. Abdelai Kamara, still just 17 years of age, playing professional football for Borussia Dortmund second team. That's not a bad position to be in. Now Neinma. Mori into feet again, but Herzenbruch gets there quickly. Perhaps a little better from Dortmund there. About 10 yards further up the pitch, pushing the Essen players even further back. I think if I'm Rot-Weiss Essen's manager, I'd be hoping that they push forward and don't allow Dortmund to find these easy balls into the box. The entire Essen side inside their own third of the pitch, really. And Engelmann, the central striker, not doing too much to put players under pressure. Now Pohlmann might get it through, back to Pohlmann. Can he find space for the shot? It's a good challenge again from Herzenbruch, sniffing out the danger. Wasn't too much space, but Pohlmann found half a yard to try and get the shot away. Now the left back, Römling, back to Herzenbruch. Looks quite comfortable out there. Oh, it's a poor decision from the goalkeeper. Oh, what a mistake. It's a wonderful goal for Dortmund. They'll be happy to take advantage. But as I said just a few minutes ago, you're always nervous when a goalkeeper takes a touch. I don't know why they do it. It is the opening goal of the game, halfway through the first half. It's gone to the Dortmund striker. I think it's Bradley Fink who takes advantage. It is the number 15. He takes one touch, two touches, and then tries to do a Cruyff turn away, and Fink's too smart for that. When you conceded 11 goals in your first 3 games, you don't need your goalkeeper doing this. Was never close to winning the ball back after making the mistake, and well, he's going to live to regret that one. Dortmund hadn't really created a chance worthy of the name, but they take the lead in the 22nd minute, and it's gone to Bradley Fink. First goal of the season for the young Swiss striker. And the home fans, well, it's not Christmas, but they're happy with the present they've been given. Essen had started the game so well. They looked comfortable. Dortmund hadn't really done anything to hurt them, and yet suddenly just a poor decision from the goalkeeper. And they find themselves a goal behind, and now it could well be a long afternoon for Rot-Weiss Essen. And take the Z off his name, and that's tell you what happened. One goal But it's gone to Dortmund. But there's still a long time to go. I don't think Essen are out of the game, but it's just not what their manager would have wanted. They've thrown away all the good work they've done so far. And for that man there, Preusser, well, he's happy with the gift. And we get things underway again. Römling, the tall left back, on loan from Bochum. Now Haber. You can see what they're trying to do with the ball down the line, but they have won it back quickly. And Tarnat decides to keep the ball, allowing Haber to move forward. Needs a player to help him. Rotter and Tarnat perhaps a little bit outnumbered in midfield, but now they're going to be asked to do a bit more attacking as Engelmann goes for the header. Vincent inside to Kamara. Again, Dortmund keeping it nice and simple as they find their way to the right touchline, and Mori. Now Neinmer looking to play it round the corner. Was an interesting idea, but it's not worked out. And the referee has seen a foul. It's Fanner that went down. It's nice to see a bit of drive. It was Neinmer's arms initially, and well, it was Isaiah Young that caught the Dortmund captain. But he's up and playing again, quite happy. A little bit of a hobble from Fitzfanner. Papadopoulos again out wide to Mori, known as being quite an attacking right back, but we haven't seen any of it so far in this game. Vincent inside to Eberwein, dropping deep. Eberwein ostensibly is the number 10, almost a second striker in this Dortmund side, but weirdly enough, the Dortmund front two, they really haven't had too much of the ball in this opening 26 minutes. But it is Dortmund that have the goal. If you've just joined us, it's Dortmund 1, Essen 0. The goal after 22 minutes from Bradley Fink. And the home fans enjoying, I think, being in the shade. Must be a relatively uncomfortable time for the Essen fans, just blatantly in the sun. But there's lots of noise coming from the travelling fans still. And maybe they can take advantage now as they have a throw-in. It's Sponsel again to launch it into the box, and again the keeper comes for it. He's miles from his line. You have to wonder why Essen aren't putting him under more pressure. That's two throw-ins from the right-hand side, and the keeper's just come to collect it as if he's gone to get his Saturday shopping. We haven't seen a change in Essen's tactics despite conceding the goal, as Papadopoulos again under no pressure, able to find Damps. Perhaps Dortmund will be content to just play it around. And Pohlmann goes all the way back to Lotka. Oh, almost a mistake. Kamara almost caught in possession. But they've come away with the ball, and if they can make a turn, but they can't. Essen have won it back quickly, and now maybe if they can get the shot away, they can profit from this. Römling, oh, it's a poor touch from the left back. Sponsel round the corner for Isaiah Young. Tarnat. Back to Bastians, now Herzenbruck. Looking for the gap, and well, it almost worked for the young winger, but now Römling, the challenge came in. It looks like Papadopoulos did get the ball, but for a second there, I wasn't too sure. That's a little better from Essen. Cleared first time away. Giving Dortmund a bit of a breather. It's a strange choice of top from Christian Preußer, considering the weather's so warm. Now Bastians, under pressure, decides not to go back to his goalkeeper. And you have to think that maybe that decision was based on what happened just a few minutes ago when the keeper was caught in possession and gave the easy goal to Bradley Fink. Again, Mori goes back. Seems a very conservative defender, does Matteo Mori. Kamara again to Papadopoulos. Mori tried to play a 1-2. Challenge comes in, but Funner can move it left now. Again, there's no real overlaps being built by this Dortmund side. They are struggling to find players in space. Finson, chance to look up. Plays it short to Eberwein. It's comfortable from Dortmund. Eberwein again. Wants to make a run over the top if he can, but the ball just not forthcoming. That's a nice pass. Now some space, possibly. But Römling's done well to close Mori down every time he's got the ball. Force the Spanish defender to play it backwards. And this is almost like a training match right now. Attack versus defence with Essen. Quite happy to allow Dortmund the ball. That's a difficult one, and maybe they'll win possession now. Moves away from one challenge. He's going to look up and look for a teammate. That's a decent ball for Engelmann. And it was Dams, I think, around on the cover that got between Engelmann and the goal. It was not a bad pass forward with the outside of his right boot. Not the best first touch from Engelmann, but not a bad one by any means. But it was good defending to come through, get between the man and the goal. And I think Engelmann knew that he was fouling. But there's definitely something in this for Essen. They're not completely out of the game. And they've looked pretty decent going forward. They just have been quite content to defend for most of this first half. Whistle's gone for it. Is it a throw into Dortmund? It is, as Bastians gets up rather gingerly. Now Mori, this time with the long throw. It's up in the air and easy for Guts. It's not the highest quality of game so far, you have to say, but professional football, it's all about getting the 3 points, and Dortmund right now are on their way to doing so. Free header for Kamara and a chance for Fink to maybe put some pressure on Goltz again. Herzenbruch. Again, no free kick. Eberwein is going to play it wide left. Finson first time into Eberwein, who's in the box. Cross to the far post, but it's way too close to the goalkeeper. And long ball over the top, and it's to try and sum up the game so far, it's been all Dortmund really. Rot-Weiss Essen not trying too much to play in the Dortmund half, although they look like they're going to try and do so now with Herzenbruch down the line for Römling. Misunderstanding with his teammate. Sometimes that's what you see with players who come in on loan. The understanding's just not there. But when they move the ball, they can do it quite well, Essen. Perhaps their midfield two of Rother and Tarnert haven't done enough off the ball. They seem to be bypassing the centre of midfield, but that's a good run from Sponsel. He gets taken out, and that is a free kick, surely. And Fanner has to be careful. He's already been yellow carded. Played a little bit too far ahead of him there from Sponsel, and Fanner came across, and I think he knew that if he got it wrong, it was going to be a second yellow, but he doesn't pull out the challenge. He still runs into the player, and perhaps he's rather fortunate to still be on the pitch. But that's what fans of Rot-Weiss Essen will want to see. They'll want to see driving runs into midfield. They'll want to see those Dortmund players being forced to defend. And Lotka, the goalkeeper, has got a two-man wall in front of him, and the cross comes into the far post, and well, I'm not sure it was going in, but Lotka makes the save nonetheless. One of those efforts that might find the top corner. I'm not sure Tarnert was going for the top corner, but Lotka wasn't to know that and just dealt with it. And here we go. A chance maybe for the big men from the back from Essen to get forward. Played Northos, flicked on, and couldn't find a teammate with the flick on. Not a bad idea from Rot-Weiss Essen. Need to play it forward, and does so. That's a good ball from Kamara. And Neimer looking for the 1-2. He might be there. Will Haber get there first? Well, the answer is easily yes, but again, Haber not too keen on playing it back to his goalkeeper. But we see much more space in the game now. Römling, first time forward, but again, it's just a bit too lackadaisical, really, from the young fullback. You've got to get the strength of passes right. Again, that's nicely done. Römling, cross is somewhat deflected, and it's easy in the end for Dortmund to defend, but this is better from Essen. Clearly their best period of the game so far. Spread wide all by himself is Sponsel. He'll take his man on and look to cross the ball. Free header maybe, but it's just too high. But this is much, much better from Rot-Weiss Essen. Dortmund seem to be allowing them to move the ball forward, and Neimer, well, that's poor defending from the Dortmund player. Made it far too easy for Sponsel to get the cross in. And although he's always on the stretch, he did well to get his head to the ball. Just couldn't direct it on target. Headed forward. And Papadopoulos, no nonsense clearance. Haber battling to hold Fink away from the ball. Surprised the referee allowed that, because it was at least 5 or 10 yards away from where the ball landed. Now Finson back to Kamara. Again, the passing just that little bit slow from Dortmund. I mean, they're obviously under no pressure to go and get the second goal, but it's all a bit too easy. Need to play it a bit more perfect if they can, but it's a throw-in now. Pullman will look for a runner but doesn't see one, and Murray will come forward to launch it into the box. Everyone knows where this throw-in is going. The runner comes from deep, but it's again a good header away, followed by a volley from distance. Kamara hit it well, but it was never troubling the goalkeeper Goltz. Fell to him perfectly, but it was more of a side footer. You see the travelling fans. Well, they're enjoying the sunshine if nothing else. Flags are an integral part of German football culture. Herzenbruch. Römling again. Not getting the time that he wants in that left back position. And for the wing back system that Essen are playing, especially down that left hand side, Römling just hasn't really got himself forward enough, hasn't proven himself to be enough of an option. On this right hand side, Sponsel's been much better. And again, he can turn inside, looking for the pass, but can't quite get it right. And now maybe a chance. It's getting much more stretched as we enter the final 5 minutes of this first half. Römling now. Enali. Again, the passing. The options just aren't there in an attacking sense for Rot-Weiss Essen. Bastians again, Herzenbruch. Römling tries to find a flick and it's going to work for them. Now they've got some space. Enali beats his man. Römling tries to find a teammate. Is it going to find its way to a Rot-Weiss Essen player? Now Young plays it wide. It's not a bad ball, but I think Sponsel for some reason wasn't expecting it. You could see that he was going to try and move it onto his right hand side, Isaiah Young. And yet Sponsel was just watching the play rather than trying to get himself in space for the pass. Now a chance for Herzenbruch. Keep going. Looking for the pass. That's a good one. But Rother will want a corner, surely. Is he going to get it? Well, from his reaction, the answer is no. But the gaps are appearing for Rot-Weiss Essen. They should be gaining confidence from this. I mean, that's a corner. Unless you feel as if Rother has tripped Papadopoulos, which I suppose you could see that from a certain angle, but you can understand why Rother is disappointed at not getting the decision. Back to Lotka. Good first time clearance. Fana to Kamara. Moving forward with the ball. Lovely flick. And Finson's into the box. Can he get the shot away? Oh, it's side netting, I think, from Kolbein Finson. Well, that's better from the home side. No one really tracking the run. Tarnat's too far behind. And that's not too far away. Goltz was scrambling for it. I'm sure Finson would want to go across the keeper if he gets the chance again, but it's better. Dortmund looking to take a 2-goal lead into the half-time break. Sponsel into Tarnat. Looks forward. Herzenbruch seems to be the best passer of a ball in that back three. That's a nice idea over the top, but I'm not sure he'll get there. He does, but there's just no one in the box. It was just difficult for the striker to make his way that far forward, and Sponsel doesn't seem a particularly natural right wing back. He's willing to make those runs. I think he prefers to have the ball at his feet as he runs diagonally towards the goal rather than hugging the touchline, but it's a possible avenue for Essen to exploit. Kamara again over to Papadopoulos, who perhaps wisely, with just a few seconds left of this first half, Dortmund leading by a goal to nil, and probably good value for it, even though it really was a poor goal to concede as far as Rot-Weiss Essen were concerned. Simple back pass played to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper just gets caught in possession, and an easy finish for the Swiss striker Bradley Fink. And got 2 minutes of injury time at the end of this first half. Dortmund on their way to their first victory of the league campaign this season. That's a nice ball through for Fink, but again, good defending from Sponsel. A reminder, this is the Dritte Liga game between Borussia Dortmund 2 and Rot-Weiss Essen. Local derby, these two sides just about 40 kilometres apart. I think that's about 25 miles. And this really is the hotbed of German football. There are so many clubs, so many professional clubs in such a short distance from here. Ball over the top again, looking for the runner, but it's offside, I think, this time against Neinma. Doesn't like the decision, but it has gone against him, and Essen maybe with one last chance to move the ball forward. That's a free kick. Grubling just looks a little frustrated about the game so far. Less so about the challenge, just more about the fact that his team are 1-0 down. And Tarnat will launch it forward as Essen look to get a last gasp equaliser in this first half. Will it find its way into the box? Well, there is the half-time whistle here. It's Borussia Dortmund 1, Essen 0. I hope you've enjoyed coverage so far, and we'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half of this game. But until then, it's goodbye from me. And welcome back to live coverage of today's game from the German third division. The score at halftime here is Borussia Dortmund 2-1 and Rot-Weiss Essen 0. 1-0 to the home side at halftime. It was a poor goal for Essen to concede. Scored midway through the first half by Bradley Fink. But as you can see, we're about to get underway in the second half, and it's actually the home side that have made 2 changes at halftime. The captain Fanner, who was in danger of getting a second yellow card in the first half, he's gone off and he's been replaced by Özkan. And the right back Mori has also gone off to be replaced by the number 30. Changes at half time. I have a feeling that certainly one of them might have been. It didn't look like Mori had been injured. But as we get underway now, of course with Dortmund in their famous yellow and black going from right to left. A slightly different setup. Kamara looking to play a 1-2 in a dangerous area, and it's probably a good decision to play it back to Lotka. Long ball forward. Herzenbruch does well to use his body. If you didn't watch the first half, it was pretty much all Dortmund until maybe the final 15 minutes when Essen started to play the ball forward and looked like they were wanting to score a bit more. So we should be in for a good second half to this game as Eberwein looks to play the ball forward over the top, and Fink, well, should have done better with the control. Definitely a physical presence, the Dortmund number 15 up front, but hasn't done much apart from score the opening goal. Not been involved in the build-up. And again, Dortmund now under pressure. Can they get the shot away? It's poor from Engelmann. He stays down under the challenge, but I think it's more embarrassment than injury that has kept him down. Now Neinma turning to his left, and all his teammates were down on the right-hand side, and it's good defending from Haber. Neinma was trying to turn the Essen captain, and he wasn't having any of it. And there are those travelling fans still in the sun. They may end up as red as their shirts. Haber with the anywhere will do clearance, and Finson comes across to take the throw in. Back to Damps. Now Kamara again. Just 17, Abdoulaye Kamara. Clearly one for the future as far as Dortmund are concerned. And they do like to play youngsters in that first team. Of course, spent a lot of money a couple of summers ago to sign Jude Bellingham. And he was straight in the first team at 18 years old. It's a poor challenge from Kamara. Perhaps a little unfortunate that his legs were so long that he could get the ball but still had to bring the player down. Now Römling round the corner, tried to get a sneaky corner, did Eneli, and he thinks he's going to get it and can't believe he didn't. And the referee's obviously heard something or seen something. He's got the yellow card out for someone, not really sure what happened. Well, it can only have been given against Eneli for dissent. I don't know what it is. The referee... Oh, that's what it's for. It was for dissent, but it wasn't Eneli, it was for Römling. Started looking a little bit frustrated in that first half, the young left back, and well, you can see there, second yellow card of the season. Very emotional player, Moritz Römling, on loan from VfL Bochum. Header from Fink, trying to find Neinma. He's got the pace to get away from Sponsel. And Sponsel stuck to his task well, and Neinma perhaps overcomplicating things a little bit. It's far too slow from Römling. What's he doing? Under no pressure, decides to just stand there and control the ball. As we see, an Essen player is down. Maybe that's why Römling was waiting to see what was going to happen. I think he saw his teammate, must have seen his teammate. I don't know what happened to the Essen player, but it does look like they'll be making a substitution. Looks like being the experienced midfielder Thomas Eisfeld that's going to come on. Getting instructions from his manager. And it's Rot-Weiss that's the player injured, because he's the one going off. You can see him in the top left-hand corner of your screen go down, but I don't really know what happened. But he just crumpled onto the turf, and well, that's his game over. So, as I said, the experienced midfielder, ex-Arsenal, Thomas Eisfeld. Don't know if he played too many games for Arsenal, but he was definitely a academy player there. Good challenge, early challenge, and a chance now. Enali, can he get the shot away? It's a decent move to get half a yard, but went for glory when perhaps there were players in better positions. It was Engelmann that had it, but you can see he always wants to cut inside onto his right hand foot. Lotka again over the top. Sponsel wins it, but a chance now for the Dortmund side to move everyone forward. You can see it's a real scorcher of a day in the German city. Borussia Dortmund playing at home. They don't usually play their games in the first team stadium, but they are doing so right now, and it's a lovely place to play football, surely, for all those players. They've grown up watching Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Some wonderful nights they've had at this stadium. Fink wins the ball. Semic caught a little bit, but it's going to run to Özkan. Now Kamara. I think he needs to be a bit more confident striding forward with the ball, not just sideways. But he finds Finson down the line. Neinma again skips away from the challenge, but Sponsel is equal to the task and comes away with the ball and wins a free kick. Good determined play from the number 28. Developing into quite a good game. Tana back to Bastians. Now some space for Herzenbruch to go forward, as again the away fans making all the noise in the stadium. Referee allows play to continue. Rumling goes down, but Rot-Weiss Essen much more a willing participant in this game. Rumling again loses the ball, and perhaps Essen a bit fortunate to win it back. Now Young skips away from one. There's a good chance for Ennerly to shoot, and it's a good save. First real save of the game that Lotke's had to make. We see it let the ball run across him. It opened up for the shot, and perhaps signposted it a little bit. Needed to get it a bit higher to beat the dive of Lotke. It was a relatively simple catch in the end, but this is better from the visitors. Eberwein inside to Kamara, skips away from one. Referee's going to allow it to go. Kamara, is the shot going to come in? No, they try to be a bit too cute, and now there's space again to drive through the centre of midfield. It passes down the right hand side. Ennerly again, can he find the cross? Is there a teammate waiting for it? Beats his man. Still Ennerly. Brilliant play from Lawrence Ennerly. No wonder Lotke is upset at his defence. Another good opportunity falling to Lawrence Ennerly. Beat Vincent Allens up a couple of times. First here and then again there as Vincent sold himself, and it was a difficult angle, but Lotke was up to the task. And now that Essen are actually going forward, they look a decent side. Looking for a corner. And Papadopoulos is extremely excited by his own defending. It's not often you see defenders so happy at themselves. Another substitution coming in as maybe the heat starting to take its toll on these players. 5 substitutes seems to be the way forward in modern football. We're going to see a fair few substitutions today, I feel. Lots of discussions going on, but it looks like Falco Michel is going to come on for Abdoulaye Kamara. The third change of the day for Borussia Dortmund. Now the second substitution for the visitors, with Kefkia replacing Rumling. Maybe this is going to be a change of formation for the visitors. They've looked pretty secure with their new 3 centre-back system. And Kefkia's gone over to that left-hand side. We'll see what type of player he is. But it's got to have given confidence to Lawrence Ennerly, the young attacker. Beat his man twice in quick succession, and now he's done that. He knows he can do it. If I'm Essen, I'm trying to get him the ball at every opportunity, because Dortmund, despite having physical presence up top, they seem to be lacking in the creativity and the guile needed. A reminder that as we get to the hour stage of the game, that the only goal of the game so far was a mistake from that man there. The ball was played back to him and he was caught under pressure from Fink, who then could roll it into the empty net. Sponsel lifting it forward and Papadopoulos allowing it simply to go through. Not quite sure why look as pulling the faces he is, but he's going to be him to restart things. Flicked on, but no runners from midfield for Dortmund. It's a good challenge again from Inali. He plays the flick through and gets away with it because it was him that really should have turned. Now Haber. This is so much better from Essen, who were extremely defensive in the first half an hour of the game. And I think they've realised that they're certainly the equal, or maybe even the better of this Dortmund side. Now Young got the ball stuck between his feet and almost worked in his favour. Eisfeld battling for it, does enough to put Michel off. Now Tarnat. Everyone in this Essen side looking to play the ball forward, and there's gaps now. Sponsel out wide again to Inali. And that's a no-nonsense, and it's a poor clearance really from Özkan. Had much more time, and you can see those Essen fans are energised by what they're watching. Tarnat again with the corner. Headed away at the near post. Should come back from Haber and does, but it's an interesting choice. It's worked out quite well for them in the end. Kevkir, the substitute. Decent idea, but poor execution. These Dortmund players, they don't seem very keen to get the game going again. Need to show a bit more energy. They're going to hold on to this lead, and it's another substitution. And maybe these substitutes are hurting Dortmund more than helping them. Sponsel again. The right wing back, stealing at least 5 yards forward. Engelmann, that's decent. It's going to come wide to Kevkir. Now Engelmann again. Well, they're claiming handball. And now there's some issues between Papadopoulos, who's clearly upset at something, didn't like the suggestion that he'd handled it. We'll see it again in the replay. Shot comes in and, well, look, it hits his hand, but no. Certainly not deliberate. You can understand why Inali claimed for it, but would have been extremely harsh to give a penalty for that. But Papadopoulos did get a booking for his reaction. Again, Rot-Weiss Essen. Referee does well to get out of the way. Engelmann needs some help. Can the cross come in? Tarnat. Back to Herzenbruch. They've done well to move the ball. Kevkir. They're all waiting. There's 5 in the box waiting for the cross. The keeper's come again. Is it going to go in? There's a man on the line. It would have gone in otherwise. This is much, much better from Rot-Weiss Essen. I said in the first half that the keeper loves to come for crosses that maybe he shouldn't. And it's going to come back into the box. Inali again. This time loses the ball to Papadopoulos, who wants to spread the ball wide. And we've got a 2-on-2 situation. Neinma. Surely he'll look to try and get the shot away. He does, and it's deflected in the end wide of that near post. Couple of step overs, but the defensive midfielder Tana never looked in issues. But we see again the keeper coming for things. And there's the argy-bargy between Papadopoulos and Inali. They both got yellow carded for it. As you can see, it's going to be Brzezinski to come on now. The fourth change for Dortmund. The Jinma going off. Good play from Young. These Dortmund players struggling in the second half. But a lot of it is from the confidence being shown by Rot-Weiss Essen. Again, simply done. Sponsel looking for the pass. Perhaps they need a second striker, Rot-Weiss Essen, to really take advantage. Maybe they have to get rid of one of their centre-backs to provide them with that platform. Engelmann has battled hard, but it's been the wide attackers that have had the most joy. Maybe some fresh legs would help Essen. But Dortmund still have that lead as we reach the halfway point in this second half. Now what has the referee seen? More pushing and shoving. This time it's Bastians up against Dams. Again, launched into the box, hoping for a flick on. Not seen too much from Pohlmann at all in the second half. In fact, there's a number of Borussia Dortmund players who have been forced to just watch the play. Sponsel again. That's a decent looking ball to the far post. Back across goal, and Lotka. Simple catch in the end. Made to look a bit more exotic, but again, they still have that clean sheet, Borussia Dortmund. Pohlmann again. Özkan. Papadopoulos. To Dams. Finson had a decent shot in the first half that was a little bit wide of the target. And perhaps Dortmund trying to draw Essen a bit further forward. That's a decent ball, but it's flicked away from Eberwein. And again, Spurnsel. He's all left foot, really. Is he taken out? Well, no, says the referee. Now Pohlmann again. Poor first touch, and Essen can come away with it. Spreading it wide. Kefke is waiting and beats his man. Again, a poor cross. Just 2 to aim for. Now we see, is it another substitution? More injuries, or it's a drinks break? That's where we are. Those travelling fans still hopeful that they can get something from this game. And if it was based on the amount of noise they're making, they certainly deserve it. We see probably the best chance of this second half. It's going in, but it was Dams on the line to hack the ball clear. That's the closest that Essen have come. I don't know about all of you watching, but there's a good chance I think we're going to see a second goal in this game. And if I were a betting man, and I'm not, that goal would be for Essen. Their second half performance has deserved an equaliser. Such a poor goal to give away in the first half. But in the second half, they've been the better side, and they need to make that dominance tell. They need to push forward, step on the throat of Dortmund, who seem quite content to do lots of defending. They're not changing things in an attacking sense. The systems haven't changed. Again, Kefke this time with the long throw. Back to Young. Young might have a shot here. Plays it off. Now into the box. Haber tried to win the header and was almost taken out of it. It's a poor clearance though. Again, Kefke trying to get past Semic on that left-hand side. In comes the throw in again. He just can't win a flick on. Eisfeld. Back to Herzenbruck. Now Tana looking forward the entire time and sells a wonderful dummy to get past Pohlmann. Now Haber. Central defender still up there. We're going to see some more substitutions now. The away side looking for some fresh legs to try and make a difference. You see it's Berlinski, he'll come on to play up front. Lubongo and Plechati, the other two. You see Berlinski is going to come on for the number 11, that is Engelmann. So it's a like-for-like switch up front. Also going off is Isaiah Young and Sponsel. So a bit more energy, certainly down this right-hand side. Sponsel did well while he was on the pitch, but maybe Plechati will play there now. Certainly throwing more people forward. I think it's a good decision from Essen to keep Enali on the pitch. He's been their most threatening attacker. Doesn't look like Isaiah Young agrees with the decision, but he is off and walking back round to the dugout. All the way back to Goltz. Now's the time you can take touches. Plechati. To Lubongo. Now Kefkir. Round the corner. This is nice, but they can't get it. Can't make the 1-2 count. There's much more inventiveness in their play as Dortmund now look to counter, but again, Fink making the wrong decision on the odd occasion that he does get control of the ball. Haber. Another ball down the line for the substitute Lubongo, but Finson gets there first. You can see Krzysztof Dabrowski. It's a much better performance from this Essen side, having conceded 11 goals, and they might get a chance here, but it just was in front of Berlinski, I think. No, it was Bastians that was up there. Berlinski with the flick on. You see it again here. Decent work from Berlinski, but it was just too far ahead of Felix Bastians. But for a side that have conceded 11 goals in their first 3 games, this is a much better defensive performance from Rot-Weiss Essen. Another poor clearance from Goltz, and could have been punished again. You see a final change for Dortmund. It's a very stop-start second half with all these substitutions. It's going to be Pohlmann to go off, with Pasalic coming on. If you think about those players that have gone off for Dortmund, I mean, Mori didn't have a bad game. Funner, I'm almost certain, was taken off at half-time because he was running the risk of getting a second yellow card, but there are a number of Dortmund players that are still on the pitch that on any other day could well have been taken off. Not the best performance by them at all. And they're hanging on a little bit as we go into the last 15 minutes of the game. It's a corner for Rot-Weiss Essen. And again, the big centre halves go forward. Kefka will take it. Likely he'll look to land it in and around the penalty spot. Give his players a chance to get there. It's gone to the far post and it's too far. You see Berlinski felt as if his shirt was being tugged. I kind of agree with him. It was a poor corner. You've got to give your teammates a chance to attack the ball, and they just didn't do that. And to be fair, they haven't really tested Lotka at all. They've been much better going forward in this second half, but the chances just haven't really come for Rot-Weiss Essen. Bastians gets it away, and it's a poor touch on that far side by Brushinski. It's quite a big Dortmund side, really. Lots of players who look to be 6 foot or taller, but they're being outplayed here. Haber brings it forward, the captain of Rot-Weiss Essen. That's a decent pass now. Kluti running towards the back line, but can't get the pass right. Now Brusinski with options either side of him. That's a decent ball. Özcan lining it up. Will it fall for Fink? Almost in slow motion there, but now there's an interesting move. Oh, Elani's pulled up with something. Oh dear. Perhaps a bit of cramp for the youngster. That's a good pass from Brusinski. Found the open man. Never looked like finding the target, Özcan, but a better turn from Fink, and it could easily have been 2-0. And people often talk about whether teams deserve to win these games. If you're talking about performance, then I think Essen have played better, but when it comes to it, Dortmund have put the ball in the back of the net so far, and if it stays 1-0, they will have deserved to have won the game. That's a poor challenge. The referee's going to allow things to continue. It's still going on. Manages to keep it in just. It's Pasalic down that left-hand side who almost found his way through. Papadopoulos. Semic. Again, Brusinski wanting a little bit too much time. You don't get time to think in games like this. It is still a local derby. Essen just 40 kilometres away from Dortmund. Now Goltz. Again looking to start things as early as he can. Nice touch from Lubongo. Under pressure, might lose it, and does. Technique so important when the ball's fizzed into you like that. You've got to be able to control the ball under pressure, because at any level, if the other team is committed, you won't get the time that you want. But again, Enali could have had, or had the time to bring it down, just chose not to. About making the right decisions. That's calm from Pasalic. Does well to skip away from his man. Now Vincent. Eberwein looking to calm things down in that wide left position, but Essen not giving up. Haber does enough, goes down, and well, that's an interesting one, because there's a clear slip, I think, from Haber as he tries to spin away from his opponent. Now you see the left leg is taken out by Brusinski. Well, I can't remember Dortmund having a chance in this second half. It's been all Rot-Weiss Essen as they try to get that equaliser. It's a good looking ball. They've got three in the box if he can get it in. Oh, he's let it go. He's got to go. Oh! He had so much time. He could have taken a touch and drilled it into the far corner, but he went for glory. And that's a poor, poor effort. It's the substitute Plachati that came on, found himself with just the keeper to beat, and well, he lashed it wide in the end. Is that going to be the chance that Essen regret the most? Dortmund have won a free kick. Again, Fink went down under the challenge, was a bit late. You see it there. Well, clearly the defender's trying to move away from the challenge, and perhaps Fink bought one there. In it comes, looking for the far post. Good defending from the striker, Belinsky. Lovely touch to bring it down as well. Did it all by himself. Now another long ball over the top. Dam's under pressure, might fall for an opponent. Bastians wants it and gets there, but they just can't get it through and find a teammate who can take the shot. They can't find the opening. And those travelling fans still making all the noise. Into the last 5 minutes plus injury time. Kefkir loses out. Good block again from Haber. I wonder what that man is thinking. Krzysztof Dabrowski, just 1 point from his opening 3 games. Looks like being 1 point from 4, but in a personal opinion, they do deserve something from this game, as the clearance is initially shanked. Henley looking to make space, but again gets to the ball first. They've got more energy than their opponents. Rot-Weiss Essen, Eberwein struggling to deal with the runners in the heat. Kefkir might fall back to him, does so, he's into the box. And again went for glory when perhaps a pass was a better option. I'm sure his teammates are telling him that now, but it broke kindly for the left wing back. But you can see there are a couple of teammates who wanted the ball played to them. And those travelling supporters, I'm sure they still believe they could get something from the game, but time is running out. Plachati. Again, a ball looking forward. It might drop. But Papadopoulos, again, very much a no-nonsense defender. Celebrates every challenge. Very aggressive in the tackle. Antonios Papadopoulos. Haber again lifting it forward. Can they get the ball on the ground? They get half a chance really from Bastians, but you see it's starting to work a little bit, but it might be too little too late for Rot-Weiss Essen. If it stays like this, they will have just 1 point from their first 4 games. Not the start they would have hoped for after promotion last season from the Regional League West. But if they don't get the result, they should take confidence. Eberwein wins a free kick. Smart play from the experienced midfielder. Managed to get his body between the ball and the chasing man. Simic again just lofting it forward. So easy to defend against. And this man, who's had very little to do really in the entire game, may well be the reason that Rot-Weiss Essen lose it. Now some space. It's 3-on-2 if they play it right. He's onside, I think. He shoots low. Well, the offside flag has gone up against Bradley Fink. But again, he never looked confident when the ball was rolling onto his left foot. Long ball, looking for the run. How are they finding the space? It's Plachetti again. Ball to the near post, and Lotka takes charge of the situation, which, to be fair to the keeper, he's very keen on doing and has done for all of the game. Wants to get to the ball first, makes the ball his, and Belinsky does not much wrong there, but of course Lotka will waste a bit of time. We are now into the 5 minutes of injury time at the end of this game. It's not been the best advert, but this is a quality league with quality young players, and sometimes maybe the weather goes against you. It's a very hot day. But you can see the talent that's in the German third division. I don't think we're going to see any more substitutions. I think this is how we're going to end the game. You see Dubrovsky ordering, I suspect, one of his central defenders forward. I think Bastians has gone up top. There he is with the chest down. That's a lovely bit of play. Kefkir and Belinsky got to the ball, but just couldn't direct it goalwards. You sense his frustration as well. Would have been a tough goal to score, but he got there ahead of his man and just couldn't divert it goalwards. And of course Dortmund will use up every last second before restarting things. One for Fink to chase, but Haber again has had the measure of his opponent for the entire game. Bradley Fink just doesn't look, or hasn't shown today, what he's capable of. Maybe a chance to again throw it long. Kefkir's ready, he just needs to get the bodies forward. I'm sure Dortmund will have everyone back. In it comes, headed clear. Back into the box from Herzenbruch. Oh, the keeper decides to punch it. Why didn't he catch it? Again, poor decision making all around. Perhaps it was stuck in the sun, but I have no idea. Lotka, under absolutely no pressure, decides to punch it clear. You can see his manager watching it, head in hands, when he saw his keeper punch the ball away. The final 60 seconds here. Dortmund winning by 1-0. Bradley Fink with the goal after 22 minutes. Looks like it's going to be the winner. We hope you've enjoyed live coverage of the German third division. We'll have another game for you next week. Herzenbruch just needs to get the ball forward quickly. Haber lifts it long. Enali goes for it. And now they've lost the ball. I think That's it, they'll run for the corner if they can. Brzezinski. Well, there is the final whistle. It doesn't matter anymore. You can see what it means to Christoph Preusser. It's his first win as manager of Borussia Dortmund. The home fans are happy. It's finished here. Dortmund 1, Essen 0. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Die dritte Liga live bei Magenta Sport. Präsentiert von BWin.